Our dollar really can make an impact.
Oh, what?
If we really like decided to be like, you know what? We're not going to go out there and buy that today.
Man,
we're not going to go out there and support this company today. Lord. We're no longer going to support this company ever again.
Lord have mercy.
People will miss our dollars.
We make an effect. And let's just be real, bro. Us as black people, bro, we're cool. We give the wave. We don't go with the flow. We are the flow. That's
a fact.
Let's just be real, bro.
Impact. In fact, my hustle is intact. In fact, my hustle is intact. In fact, my hustle is intact. My muscle tough as the hustle, the numbers is just that. And I'ma keep winning and sit back. I love the feeling of killing them with that. Attacking the process, tackling topics, master synopsis. This the residual impact, yeah.
What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? This is your man, Brandon and JaMichael.
And your man, JaMichael Moore.
And we are the Residual Impact Podcast. Here we inspire others to find the greatness within themselves.
And then apply to their community.
Let's grow.
That's the only way to.
You already know, brother. What episode is this?
Man, bruh. 40. Isn't this Jordan's number?
You said this on our last recording.
I gotta say it again, all right? This is Jordan's number, all right? And I just saw my wife actually pull out a pair of 45. Like, it was a box of Jordans and it had a 45 on it.
Really?
Yeah, that's what maybe reminded me of this. You probably would know the shoe. I don't know.
It was probably the Jordan 10s.
Yes.
Like, was it white, red, and black?
No, they were blue. That was like black and blue.
Black and blue?
Yeah. They were like a light blue, black.
Well, he probably had another pair of Jordan 10s with a 45 in it, but I know for a fact that he had a Chicago Jordan 10, which is one of the shoes that he wore when he came back in the NBA. You know, never mind. I ain't getting into all of that because we already kind of went over that the last episode. I don't know if you edited it out or not.
Nah,
but you
bro,
said that you would.
Look, nah, man. So. Just kept it all in there, bro. We everybody know, your sneakerhead, man. They know you love your sneakers, man. So you can definitely give us a lot of insight on it because I don't be knowing them, bro. I can't keep up with all the numbers.
Hey, it be like that sometimes.
Facts though.
But y'all already know. By the time y'all are watching this, the last episode 44, would have already been out. So anything that we say right now, like, we don't know if it's actually in that episode because Mike is working on it. And when he works on an episode, I don't know if he... See, he's all hype, but I don't know what he kept in it, what he took out.
I don't even know either, honestly.
But anyway, man, welcome to another episode of the Residual Impact Podcast. Ladies and gentlemen, we greatly appreciate each and every single one of y'all for tapping in. But before we get into it, we want to go over some housekeeping rules real quick. Mike, what are they?
Man, well, you already know. First and foremost, like B said, man, your family. So we just want to welcome you in like family. Please take your shoes off at the door, though, because I don't like that. Anyways, if you're not following us on the many podcast platforms, man, we just want to make sure that you follow us on Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, and YouTube, of course. If you're not already subscribed to us here, just hit that subscribe button because we greatly appreciate it.
Yes.
Also hit that like button if you like the video. And be gonna hate when I say this, but hit that dislike button if you don't like the video.
Don't do it. Please don't do it.
We just want honest opinion.
Goes in and
Look, man, if you want to leave a comment, please leave a comment down below because we greatly appreciate it. We love to hear the feedback. And I ain't gonna forget it this time. If you also listen to us on the podcast platforms that are out there, such as Amazon, Spotify, already know the good stuff. Just leave us a rating.
And we are on so many right now.
Oh man, come on now. We can't forget the biggest one though, B. Pocket Cast. I just want to shout out all Pocket Cast. We're gonna get sponsored by Pocket Cast soon because we giving them a lot of love.
Hey, hold up. I thought you said the biggest one. Like, wait a minute. The most people don't listen to us on Pocket Cast. Not saying that we don't appreciate those of y'all who do listen to us on Pocket Cast, but according to the analytics, our biggest group comes from Apple Podcasts. But shout out to each and every single one of y'all on Pocket Cast. We mess with y'all heavy too.
Yeah, man. Y'all go download Pocket Cast.
Unless you're listening to us on the other apps already.
Yeah.
Because Pocket Cast ain't cutting us a check, so I'm not endorsing them like that.
Not
just
yet,
saying.
Because we got to give them some more love. I think we got to download the app first.
Wait, how do you know I don't already have that?
I don't. Do you?
I think I do.
Really?
I don't know.
I still ain't.
I got so many apps on my phone.
I'm guilty. I ain't downloaded yet. Dang. But it's okay though, cause I still rock with him though. So look, shout out to Pocket Cat. That's funny.
Well, again, everything that he said and then some.
Yeah.
You know, go ahead and those of y'all who are tapped in on the many podcast platforms that we are on. We always appreciate the support and the love. Make sure y'all leave us a rating. Please, please, please leave us a rating. 5 stars, nothing less. I mean, unless you want to, but you know, we know you want to leave 5 stars regardless. Just saying.
Until they don't want to. You can leave 1 star. I won't be okay. I'll
this
be okay
guy.
With that.
Okay,
No.
I'm just gonna go ahead and take over the episode.
But wait, no, for real. If they want to leave 1 star, leave us a detailed comment as to why, because then therefore we can make corrections. I've learned to embrace the 1 stars. They hurt, but they're very, very beneficial into making the right choices in the future.
So what if somebody leaves a 1 star and they just type because I want to?
Well, then we're going to say, you know what? You're entitled to that, and we appreciate that, all right? And then that's okay. We're going to just leave it at that.
Oh, Lord. Anyway. You already know how we start off the show, man. How was your week?
Man, the week has been beautiful, brother. It's been beautiful. No complaints. Just waking up every day, man. I've rediscovered appreciation just for life, for waking up every morning. Some mornings are a little bit harder to wake up than others, but all in all, brother, I'm grateful. I'm grateful for what I have, grateful for what I've built, grateful for what I've been working towards and how I've been learning. So yeah, man, dude, just honestly, just in a real good gratitude mindset and space right now that I cannot complain. But yeah, can't complain about the week, brother. How about yourself?
Oh man, that's amazing, man. Hey, anytime that you can't complain about the week, that's how you know it's been a good week.
Yeah, man.
So that's real good, man. As for me, I'm excited. You know, the week has been great. As Fat Joe once said, summer's gone and we still doing LeBron numbers. Make Rihanna want the dawn on her. What? All right. It's hoodie season officially. That's what I'm most hyped about. You know what I'm saying? The cooler weather is starting to come in.
Man.
I like summer, but summer is my least favorite season, to be honest. Number 1, I hate getting bug bites. I don't want to just be constantly spraying myself all day, every day with off bug spray or any other bug spray or whatever. And I still get bites because they don't last all day. Yeah. I don't want to have to carry a spray on me and just be spraying, smelling like bug spray just to keep them away. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. I hate getting bug bites in the summer. And it always be too hot in the summertime. You know what I'm saying? And me personally, I'm the type of brother who's like, okay, well, and I've heard somebody else say this too, but I've thought about it way before I heard somebody else say it. And I'm like, okay, I'm not the only one who thinks this way. But in the summertime, it's stupid hot. So if you want to get cool outside of turning on the AC, you know, you want to remove layers, you're still going to be hot. Mm-hmm. When the fall comes and the winter comes, if you want to get warmer, outside of sitting in the heat or jumping in front of the fireplace, if you want to, you know, get warmer, you layer up. Yeah. You can put on layers and layers and layers, and you can get warm that way. You can go cuddle with somebody, cuffing season, if you want to get warmed up.
It's true.
You can't do that in the summertime.
You're right.
And that's when everybody want to be at their thottiest and they, you know what I'm saying? Like, oh, I'm going to go do me, you know, Miami spring break or summer vacation or whatever. Like, we just going out here looking for lack of better words, the Tatianas and whatever the male equivalent is. Like, I'm trying to choose my words wisely for the YouTube algorithm because I don't want nobody, you know, blocking what we say or demonetizing this video. You saying?
Yes,
you see what I'm saying?
Because we want our chips with dip. Just saying.
You haven't said that in a long time, but
man, just gotta remind them.
I get it. Chips with dip, the whole 9. But yo, like, the cooler weather's coming in. That means birthdays are around the corner. You know what I'm saying? When y'all hear this episode, November is either going to be right around the corner, like immediately around the corner, or it's already going to be here. Mm-hmm. We honestly don't know because it's not November yet as of this recording.
It'll be here.
But when we upload this, it'll be here. Okay,
it'll be here.
When we upload this episode, it'll already be November. Mm-hmm. So y'all already know cool weather's here. Ooh. And birthdays literally around the corner.
Oh, man, that just reminded me, bro. I got to get ready, bro. I mean, I ain't going to put his name out there, but, you know, bro got a wedding coming up.
Yeah.
I gotta get ready, bro. I gotta go get a suit, bro.
Me too.
Oh my God.
Dang.
Like, I gotta go get one like this week, bro.
Well, you're in the wedding.
Yeah, bro.
So yeah, you ain't got no choice. I'm not, but
You still need a suit, brother.
I will get a suit, but I don't have to get mine this week though.
I'm about to rent one though. I got to figure out how that process goes. Yeah, man. It's big, man.
Wow.
End of the year. I think I just reminded you, bro.
You did. I mean, I have the reminder on my refrigerator. Like I have the wedding invitation on my refrigerator, but I'm just like, wow,
dude. And I don't even know. I think it's the 12th. I don't know. We'll figure it out.
We'll get there when we get there. But
it's close. It's close. Sorry, that just popped in my head. But yeah.
Ooh, wow, wedding season.
Wedding season.
I'm not catching a garter. I'm not doing that.
Hey man, you say that now, but you might be the one, bro.
Hey, dang, what movie was this?
Brothers?
No, it might have been
The Wood.
No, it was a white movie. I think it might have been a wedding pie. It might have been American Pie or American Wedding or something. But I remember one of the characters. Somebody was like sounding the boom boom with the bridesmaids.
Hey, I heard that is one of the best places to find your little lady. I ain't gonna lie to you. I heard because got a lot of single women there.
Hey. I might have to. I don't. You know
and
what
then
I mean?
you dressed up. Look, you gonna be snappy.
You know what I'm saying?
So hey, I'm just saying.
So we'll see. We'll cross that bridge when we get there. You know, we talked a lot about how the dating scene is on not the last episode, but 2 episodes ago. So yeah, man, we'll see.
Yeah, we shall see. We shall see.
Just be grateful that you're no longer in that market. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, I am grateful that I'm not a part of the game. I'm out the game now, man. So
that man retired. His jersey number.
I love put my jersey up, hung it up, brother. Like, actually, no, it ain't hung up. It's put away in my wife's closet. That's where it's at. She got my jersey right now. You know what I mean? Like that's what it is. I think that's what happens. You give your jersey away.
Did you at least autograph it?
Oh, of course, man. She takes care of my jersey.
Okay.
I don't have to wear my jersey all the time now. She take care of it. I don't even know what I'm talking about no more. You know what I'm talking about.
I was wondering where you was going with that, man. You know what? Hey, you know what I'm saying? You my man, 50 grand on all of that. If you was going somewhere with that, hey, that's you got the plan.
Oh man. Well, man. Anyways, just to really get the episode jumping, man. I think this news is very important to talk about because I think this correlates to us being in some way, shape, or form, bro. You heard?
And what news is that, Sway?
Man, did you hear about the big news between Wallow and Gilly?
Yes, sir, I did. I'm the one who actually told you about it.
You right. You are right. You are the one who told me that and sent me the video, actually. And brother, this right here was very emotional for me. Very emotional for Gilly, apparently, because this brother was bawling, crying. But B, when you saw that, like, I don't know about you, but I felt like I was Gilly, man. Like I can be Gilly crying just with a big old bottle of liquor, man, just excited, bro. And just when I saw that, bro, to me, it was like I saw years of hard work. Like I just saw years in his face. It was just like, man, this is when nobody really didn't know about us. They ain't believing us, and look at where we at now.
That is true because, I can't say that I felt like I was Gilly or Wallow when I watched the video, but I did see what could be on the horizon for Residual Impact. I did see that those two brothers standing there signing that contract could be us.
Yep.
One day, after all the hard work, after all the dedication, after all the buzz, after all the many episodes that we've done, after all the many people that we've talked to, after all the viral videos that we will have, because they are coming. They are coming. Y'all already know they coming.
Come on now.
But after all of that, that could be us.
Yeah,
that will be us.
And for those of you that don't know what we're talking about, Wallow and Gilly, who is I believe they are the creators of $1 Million Worth of Game podcast, where they interview different artists and actually financial people as well. Apparently, I'm gonna say allegedly to the number.
Yeah, because we don't know for a fact how much.
Yeah, so according to Hip Hop Crown Nation, they reportedly allegedly signed a contract extension for $100 million with Barstool Sports. Exactly, $100 million.
Good Lord, that's a lot of money,
brother. And for those of y'all that don't know, man, Wallow, he was in jail pretty much.
Yeah, that man did a bid,
like pretty much a lot of his life. I think he's lived in jail more than he's been out of jail currently, if I'm not mistaken.
I don't know the exact amount of time that he has served, but I know that he has. He's done a bit behind bars. Like he's had a good, well, not a good run, I will say, but he's been behind bars for quite some time.
But he definitely has changed his life around, and for them to start what they've started and create what they've created, man, it's like that's big. And us being fellow podcasters, man, dude, to see this right here, this is inspiration.
Yeah.
This is inspiration, bro.
And especially like looking at Gilly, man. I remember when I first heard about Gilly years ago when, he was a rapper. Like he was trying to, get a rap career off the ground. He was more so known in the hood, but he wasn't like, he never went mainstream with it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? His career never took off. But, shout out to my man Flawless, our friend Flawless, who mentioned this in episode 25 when we had him on, talking about how I went from, rapping to podcasting. Mm-hmm. He called me Joe Budden in that episode.
Joe Budden.
Gilly did the same thing.
Nah, he did, though.
Gilly went from rapping to, doing, I think he did several, like, skits, or he was in, like, people's skits on, like, Instagram and stuff like that. Because I remember he has at least done one skit with Nafil HD, the dude who created the Tyrone persona. We talked about him briefly in episode 43, but he kind of tried to find his footing until he finally found it in the podcasting world.
Yeah. So
yeah, man, these brothers have both come a long way, and like really look at where they are now. Look at how they are now.
Yeah, man.
It kind of sucks that they got snubbed at the BET Awards. They should have won that award instead of Carisha, please.
Well, I would have gave it to. You would have gave it to them over Drink Champs?
I would have either given it to them or Drink Champs. And it's nothing against Carisha, but I will say that Carisha Please has not been around as long as Drink Champs nor $1 Million Worth of Game. And it has not really, I'm not going to speak to its impact. I'm not going to speak to Carisha Please' impact because, what Carisha got going on over there, cool. You know what I'm saying? She's in her bag with the podcast. And I'm here for it. You know what I'm saying? I've never seen an episode, but I know, plenty of women who have talked about episodes of hers. Shout out to Girls Going Viral podcast, friends of the show. They've touched on, I think, 1 or 2 of Carisha's episodes. So, you know what I'm saying? It's doing good, I guess, for the women out there. But for the fellas who are definitely tapped into Drink Champs and $1 Million Worth of Game, and I'm tapped into both, I really think that either one of those should have won the award over Carisha Please. That's just my opinion.
Mm-hmm. I mean, yeah. I don't know what to say about that one. I don't really watch Carisha Please like that.
Neither do I. But like I said, I'm tapped into, Wallow and Gilly, and I'm tapped into Drink Champs as well.
Well, congratulations, man, to everyone that's definitely in the podcast world in general, man. We appreciate y'all, and keep striving and keep showing our brothers and sisters that it is possible. You just got to keep going no matter what, no matter where you are.
For real.
No matter your following. It's all about the quality of your content, the consistency, the catalog. So just keep pushing, man. You're going to get there, brother.
And now I just wanted to say to everybody who has come before us in this podcasting space, who has made a name for themselves and who has really like shed some light on the podcasting industry as a whole and shown people that there's more like really shown people that you can get not only paid off of something like this, but you can like really be an impact on the other people with something like this.
Most definitely.
And again, like podcasting has definitely been an impact on me because I used to listen to music in my car all the time. Mm-hmm. The only time now that I listen to music in my car is usually if I have somebody riding with me and they don't want to listen to podcasts with me.
All right.
That's cool. You don't have to listen to a podcast. I'll cut on some music, whatever. But for the most part, I'm listening to a podcast or several if I'm on a road trip, especially by myself. Like, why not?
No, facts, definitely.
So yeah, man, these dudes and these gals out here, they changing the game.
Yes, sir.
And I greatly respect it. I greatly appreciate it. And shout out to each and every single one of y'all. I could be here all day naming all the podcasts that I listen to, but hey, y'all are killing it regardless. Yeah. So thank you for being the pioneers of this.
Yes.
And paving the way for us to come through and do what it is that we're doing and making an impact on so many different people. Y'all inspire us, and I just wanted to say that for real.
Agreed, brother. Agreed. Yes, sir. Yes, sir, man. Well, hey, transitioning right from that, man, what do we got this week that we're gonna holler at the people about, let them know?
Well, we're going to talk about your man's, my man's, everybody's man.
Whose man's is this, bro?
Well, that seems to be the question that everybody has been asking for at least the last 2 or 3 weeks, because this dude has seriously been trending online for weeks in a row. Weeks. Like, I really want to say if you ain't got no haters, you ain't popping. But I'm not going to say that this man has too many haters, even though I know he does. But we're going to talk about the brother Kanye West. Now really going under legally. I think he changed his name to just Ye.
Yeah, put some respect on his name.
Bruh.
Call that man by his legal government name.
So shout out to Ye. We're going to talk about him today. But we're not going to take a lot of time talking about what has been going on, because unless y'all have been living under a rock lately, y'all pretty much know what's been going on. So with that being said, we just kind of want to go over, just a little brief synopsis, and of course tie a lesson into this that I really wanted to put out there and have each and every single one of y'all who are tapped into our show just really think on and just feel me on this, see where I'm going on this. But it initially started, if we want to go back to maybe last month when he and Candace Owens was spotted rocking a White Lives Matter tee. He definitely got a lot of people talking with that. Right. So, yeah.
it's like so touchy doing this guy right now.
That's true, but it definitely garnered a lot of attention. Not necessarily good attention.
Nope.
But, some people say that there's no such thing as bad publicity.
Yeah.
So, that got a lot of people talking. And then shortly afterwards, Ye ended up showing up on LeBron James' show, The Shop, and did a whole episode with them. But, that episode was pulled, according to TMZ, because of quote unquote hate speech.
Yeah.
Now, I don't know if the episode was aired initially and then pulled, or if it leaked and somebody has a copy of it, but that's just the word that's been going around, was that it was pulled due to hate speech. And so many people were, talking about it, and nobody really knew the full details, from what I've seen anyway.
Right. Nobody
really knew the full details of what was said. So then fast forward a little bit later, Kanye, I'm just gonna keep calling him man Kanye. I'm sorry, Ye. I just
come on, man.
Nah. Dog, you've been Kanye to me since the college dropout. You was my favorite rapper at one point. I'm sorry if I say Kanye instead of Ye. Ye, Yeezy, Louis Vuitton, Don. You got so many names, brother. You know what I'm saying? But Ye later on goes on to Noriega's Drink Champs podcast. And I guess Nori ain't get the memo, because supposedly, just for the sake of the podcast, I'm going to say allegedly, even though there's proof out there. There's a whole bunch of proof out there. But, allegedly, Ye made some remarks that were viewed as anti-Semitic.
Yeah.
And the episode did air, but was quickly pulled by Revolt TV, owned by Sean Combs, a.k.a. Diddy, P. Diddy, Puff, another man that got 1,000 names.
Well, hold on. Love.
Boy, ain't no way.
I was calling by the government.
Bruh. I am not calling no grown man love. I'm sorry.
Love.
I'm not. No. No. Not doing it.
Hey, Revo, if y'all want to sponsor us, okay. He's only speaking for one of us. We appreciate love and everything. Okay, sorry. Just show us some love, love.
Hey, yo, so you gonna sell me out for a check?
Hey, look, love. Want to show some love? We ain't gonna stop him, all right?
Hey. Dang, man, it be your own people sometimes, for real. Hey, y'all ever heard the saying, all skin folk ain't skin folk?
We just got done talking Wallow and Gilly. I ain't love.
This is a prime example right here. All skin folk ain't kin folk. You feel me? Dang.
Sorry, but continue.
Anyway, so Revolt TV ended up pulling the episode of Drink Champs.
Yeah.
And man, again, the brother Ye was all over the news, man. This time he was like really in the news. You know what I'm saying?
What? He's been everywhere.
Yes.
Literally.
According to Forbes, Ye began to lose partnerships with companies such as Gap Inc., Balenciaga. He lost, I think, his management. And one of the biggest deals he's ever had, Adidas.
Yeah.
So many companies have pulled away from him just because of the comments that he made on Drink Champs. And I don't know, man. Like, I've seen the clip. I haven't watched the full episode because, like I said, it was pulled initially. But, people
it's
quick. The internet.
They quick.
People are hella quick, man. Screen recorded it, re-uploaded it, stuff like that. So it's out there. But maybe I'll tap into it eventually. But I haven't watched it yet. I've just seen the clips of where he was saying, what he said and what people viewed as anti-Semitic comments. Have you seen it? Have you seen or heard what he said?
I haven't seen the whole episode, but I've seen bits and pieces of certain things that he said, and of course, it's just like, for instance, the George Floyd comments, and it's just like, what in the world? Like, some stuff you expect Ye to say some things that are just kind of outlandish, but then it was like this one was, it was kind of like you had to pause for a minute, like,
right,
dude, what do you hear what you saying, kind of thing. So yeah,
but that's one of the things I definitely wanted to touch on today. But I'll go into that a little bit later after talking a little bit more about certain things that were said.
Yeah.
Again, I said I wasn't going to cover this too long because we just wanted to make sure that we just let some of y'all know what has been happening. But yeah, man, like, celebrities were chiming in on this. I know comedian Godfrey had something to say about it. Michael Rappaport had something to say about it. Joe Budden even had words to say about it. And I'm not going to include everybody's clip here, but I'll definitely go ahead and include what Joe Budden had to say. Fellow podcaster himself, man. Joe knows Kanye. Excuse me. Joe knows Ye, and he knows Nori, especially from being in the hip hop world and the podcasting space. Like, they all, mingle in the same circles and know each other. So,
right.
I can definitely believe that what Joe had to say. I mean, shoot. Why would he lie? Like, everything that he said, they know the same people. They mingle in the same circles. Like, I guess that's an inside look at, what has been going on from that moment. And you can kind of agree that some of the stuff could have been cut out. Do you fault that on Nori? Do you fault that on the people who edit the podcast, like all the editors? Like, could they have cut it out?
Well, to my understanding, and I heard this one actually from Nori. He was like, now they're starting to, but apparently they don't cut their episodes. Like, whatever you see is what you get. Like, he's like, that's just how they are. But he was like, now, of course, with this going forward, they are gonna have to start cutting episodes. But apparently, before this, they didn't really cut episodes.
Wow.
That's kind of how that's kind of like how they built their show. It's just
right.
That on that straight. It's kind of like, for instance, like 85 South. It's like when they just go in there, sit down, they're already recording.
Yeah.
I think that's kind of how they think it is too. So
interesting. Maybe you think we can pull that off?
We could. It's just people gonna really see how we mess up a lot. So we definitely could. I think now, honestly, like where we're going, I think we're almost there to the point where we can have a whole show live if we really wanted to, because we know how to feed off each other to keep it going. But it's definitely tough sometimes because editing is a beautiful thing. For real.
Yo, because believe us when we tell you, we use editing to the fullest.
Exactly.
There's certain things that we might not even be prepared for, or certain news that may hit us on the fly, and we just gotta look it up ASAP, or something that pops up in our head is like, oh, I remember I wanted to talk about this. Let me look it up real quick. And with the power of editing, like, y'all don't see the lookup process. No. We just go straight into what we want to speak about next.
Exactly. Because you can share something. You can even it can just be us talking, and we might just happen to share something that's real personal. Then we like, dang, I probably shouldn't have said that, and I don't want that to get out. So let's just cut that. You know what I mean?
That's true.
Things like that. So when you have an episode that's just you not chopping stuff up, bro, you can have some things said that's.
And you think about it with the podcast like Drink Champs.
Oh yeah. Oh, bro, they getting litty in there, bro. So you already know when you get that liquor courage, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
So, you know, we don't incorporate that on our show, at least not yet.
Not yet.
But
It's not.
you know what I'm saying? We sipping on smoothies over here and
Smoothies,
water and
espressos.
juice and coffee and stuff like that. But you know what I'm saying? We ain't got no liquid courage over here on this side of town.
Man.
But maybe one day we might pull up with some Migos, Casamigos. You know, we have some stories behind that. But we'll save that for a live show, maybe. But yeah, you know, we say all of that to say that, you know, editing is a beautiful thing. And like you said, man, Drink Champs is going to now start to incorporate editing.
Yeah, man.
In their episodes. So
definitely, bro. That's how you know it had to be serious because, dude, I remember when they put the episode up because I saw like the Instagram post, and then the next day it was just like, yo, we gotta apologize. It's not because even when I remember the very first time Ye was on Drink Champs, right? It was like, yo, this is dope. You know, we seeing Ye speak, and you know, he was off the wall still a little bit, but it wasn't nothing like this. It's like when they put this one out, it was kind of forced. It just wasn't the same. It had a different feel about it, bro. So I don't really know what's going on with this man right now, but dude, he's like sinking his own ship, and I don't know who's around him trying to tell him, hey man, like, come on now. Right now it's not a good look, bro.
Maybe he doesn't have, you know, people in his immediate circle to really like kind of help him through that. Because even before like we start some episodes, especially if I come up with certain things, I'll always run it by you. Even if it's an episode that I came up with, like it's 100% my brainchild, and like this is all stuff I want to talk about. I'll be like, yo, Mike, what do you think about this? Run over the notes real quick, see if there's anything we can cut out, anything we can add in, or if we just good to go. I mean, you keep me on the straight and narrow with certain things like, maybe we shouldn't touch on that, or maybe, you know, maybe we could talk about it this way instead of the way you have it, or maybe we can kind of expand on what it is that you have written down here about, like, let's say this instead of that. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like I have that kind of guidance or that kind of accountability around me with you and some of my other close friends. So, you know, maybe Ye don't have that right now.
Let me ask you this. If you were, quote unquote, your net worth was at $1 billion, but mine wasn't, would you still take that advice that I give you, or would you still be asking me about episode?
Would I take that advice, or would I still be asking? Like
would you ask for my opinion on certain stuff, or like would you still ask if your net worth was $1 billion?
I would ask you for your opinion because money only amplifies who you already are. And I'm not saying that Ye was a jerk or Ye was like insane or anything like, you know, what people are painting him out to be now. And I say jerk and insane instead of, you know, real words that people are really calling him these days. But I'm not saying that that's how he was before he got money, but money truly only amplifies who you already are as a person. So if you're going to be, you know, a kind person, a loving person, a person who seeks advice or guidance from people who you might be able to learn from, you're always coachable and stuff like that. Money's just going to amplify that. If you're going to be a giving person, money's going to amplify that because you're going to be able to give so much more, especially monetarily or like with material items than you were able to give before because you didn't have the money to give people like that. But if you're a jerk, if you're a hater, if you be on some bull, you know what I'm saying, and you come into money, that stuff is just going to be amplified even more depending on how much money you have.
That's what I just asked myself when it just comes to this guy and the way he speaks. Maybe it's like because when you get money, it's a real sense of power. Like it really does. It can change you, but I wholeheartedly agree with you. It does show you more of who you are. And I don't know. That's just some of the questions I ask myself when I hear this man speak. You know, maybe he's coming from a sense of like, bro, you don't. Because I've actually heard him. He's like, I'm not gonna listen to somebody that doesn't have more money than me. Like, why would I listen to them? And I've heard him say that. So it just, to me, it's think like maybe he has some people that's around him, but he's like, yo, y'all ain't making more money. Why am I taking your advice? Kind of thing. I don't know.
Well, I mean, you do kind of have a point with that because at one point, you know, on his album Graduation, he had a whole song dedicated to Jay-Z called Big Brother. and he was talking about how much he looked up to Jay, how much he took Jay's advice. And then next thing you know, after Watch the Throne, he and Jay have a falling out.
Yeah.
And I guess, I don't know if he has ever mentioned, talking to Jay at all afterwards, or if they've had conversations or whatever. I don't know. But maybe it got to a point to where he's not really listening to Jay anymore in that aspect, even if they do have conversations, because he's like, oh, I'm worth more than Jay-Z.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Definitely gets, well, now he ain't, but
right.
Now he ain't.
So what Mike is pointing out right there is because a lot of these companies have pulled away from Ye, especially Adidas, Ye no longer has $1 billion net worth. Mm-hmm. And then something that I learned recently, I mean, I kind of knew this, but I never really thought about it. But like, net worth doesn't mean that you actually have that money liquid. Like, you don't have it on you at all times. You don't have it in the account. You don't have a stash somewhere. You can't just touch that amount.
Right.
If my net worth is $1 billion, I can't just be like, yo, let me go grab a Billy real quick and go buy this country or island or whatever.
Right.
You can't do that. Your net worth is not your liquid assets. And by liquid assets, that's something that you can physically touch, physically go get. If I'm worth 100,000 right now, coming soon. If I'm worth 100,000 right now, I can't just,
bro.
Huh?
You're gonna be worth more than that.
Oh, that's a fact. But there's levels to this. You know what I'm saying? So I gotta touch 100,000 first before I get higher. But I feel you. I appreciate you, King. You feel me?
Just trying to speak that life into you,
most definitely. See, that's why I keep you around. but nah, like if I'm worth 100,000, I'm just like, yo, let me run to the bank real quick. I can write you a check for 999. Like, I can't do that because that's not the liquid assets that I have. I can't just go touch that.
Right.
So that's just something that a lot of you people, if you don't already know, hopefully that you have learned that, as of today, because a lot of people, when they hear net worth, they think that that's just something that they can go access right away. But because of all these deals and endorsements that Ye has lost, that net worth has dropped.
Oh my gosh. Like you have to see all of this going on and be like, bro, like, because they saying that after all of this, his net worth is now only at $400 million.
Bruh.
He was originally at $1 billion evaluation total, so that means he really lost about $600 million. God damn. Yes. So out of all his partnerships, dude, like, you have to have your team under you, like, got to be like, bro, what's going on? Because $600 million, come on, bro. Like, that's a lot of partnerships. Bro, the bank don't even want to deal with him. This man lost something with JP Morgan and Chase, bro. Like, when the bank don't want your bread no more, that's a problem.
It is.
You are doing something right now intentionally to self-sabotage yourself, man. It got to be a change, bro. Because this ain't looking good, man. But like you said, though, that money, that money was evaluated to that point. It's like all of his assets totaled to $1 billion.
Right.
Meaning if he wanted to, he can sell some of that stuff and get some of that money, but he didn't have that money. Like you said, he didn't have that money sitting in the bank. But that's still like, man, that would hurt my heart knowing that I had $1 billion worth of assets and it's just gone now. Well, not gone, but over half of it is gone.
People, we gotta watch what we say, man. If there's one thing that I've learned, speaking of Jay-Z, Jay said in DJ Khaled's song, I Got the Keys, right? He said, I don't remember the lines verbatim, but I know he said, ninjas always asking me for the key. Till you own your own, you can't be free. How we still slaves in 2016? Now, of course, this was years ago. So like I said, I don't remember all the lyrics, but I believe that's the order that he said it in. And instead of ninjas, you know what he actually said. You know what I'm saying? So ninjas always asking for the key. Till you own your own, you can't be free. That's key right there.
You can't be free.
Till you own your own, you cannot be free. So with this situation right here, although Ye was worth $1 billion, he didn't own anything outright to have that money. So it was taken away from him. Mm-hmm. Like, really, until you own something, somebody can take it from you.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
You know, even, I mean, literally speaking, if you own something, like I own this right here. Somebody could actually take it from. Try me.
Ladies and gentlemen, we do not want you to try him, okay? He was just saying that as you know, an example. Okay? I'm just going to throw that out there as a disclaimer.
Good save. But, you know, my point is, you know, yeah, somebody can still take something, you know, small from you that you own. But, like, for real, you own your own company.
Yeah.
You own your own business. You own your own piece of land. Like, people would really have to try you. They would have to forcefully try to take it from you.
Yeah.
It's your own, man. It's yours. If, let's say if Ye owned Adidas, Adidas couldn't pull away from him. It's his company. Yeah. If he owned it. Right. You know what I'm saying?
Only thing he did own is the Yeezy thing.
The Yeezy brand.
You know what I mean? So he did take that intellectual property, that's intellectual property and it's physical property now, but
even to this day, Adidas owns the rights to a lot of the Yeezy products that is already released.
Yeah, that's the thing.
And the products that it was still going to release, because there was still some Yeezy sneakers that I wanted to buy in these upcoming months that I probably won't be able to get because of all this stuff that's going on.
Yep.
And even if they still drop it, they're not going to have Yeezy on it at all. Or he's not going to be attached to it anyway because they're not going to give him any money for it.
Nope. Or you're going to have a bunch of people buy all the stuff that was already there, and then they're going to hike the price up because
that's the talk that's going around.
Oh yeah, bro, they doing it right now.
Yeah,
they know what they doing. Them sneakerheads. The moment Yeezy started doing all this, they say, "Yo, we need to cop a bunch now. Just go ahead and buy a bunch."
Well, I got a few pairs. You know what I'm saying? I got a pair on right now. You know what I'm
You stupid.
But, they're not. Like, no, for real. Until you own your own, you can't be free. That's the main thing that I wanted to stress today. And again, like I said, I didn't want to talk about Ye the whole episode, but I wanted to get to that point. There's something to be said about how anytime somebody can come out and say words that are deemed anti-Semitic, stuff immediately gets ripped from them. But why is it? And listen, I don't want to be that guy to be like, well, why ain't gotta always be about black? Because I'm black. All right. This is something I want to stress to my people, our audience who is mostly black. I want to talk to you guys right now because this is something that not only I've been thinking about, but I look at a lot of these tweets on Twitter. A lot of these people also have the same opinions. I've seen videos on YouTube where people have the same opinions. And it's just like, yo, imagine if us as a people, we owned something. We owned something so great, or we owned many things that were so great that whenever somebody spewed anything that was anti-black, we could take it away from them. That is power. And that is power that other cultures have. And I'm not just talking about, you know, the cultures that Ye was speaking about, but I'm talking about a lot of other cultures. That is power that a lot of other cultures have that we do not have. All right. And at this point, like, I really want us all to think about the direction that we're all going in as a collective, as a group, as a society, as a community. I want us to think about this stuff because as I was scrolling on Twitter, just looking at a lot of the, you know, the opinions or, you know, all the videos and the sponsorships and stuff like that, you know, where people were talking about what was being taken away from Ye because of what he said. I came across a lot of topics that were trending on Twitter, mainly because of what's going on with Ye right now. And one of the top trending topics that I saw was black people. Black people. Why? Because there were a lot of black people who were talking about what it is that I'm talking about right now. Right before we cut the cameras on, this topic was trending. And, you know, as I was looking through these tweets, I've actually, you know, linked a couple of them so I could speak on it. And, man, so many people have this in mind. And one user tweeted out, and I quote, she said, "Damn, Ye exposed that black entertainment isn't controlled by black people. And that went over y'all heads because the media labeled his comments as anti-Semitic. But go ahead and keep fighting for the people who encourage y'all to abuse drugs and kill each other." That, as of this recording, got 665 retweets, 2,886 likes. And I mean, in all honesty, I agree. Like, we don't own anything. We don't control anything as far as like black entertainment, music, TV, movies.
Well,
what?
Can't say it all.
I think I know where you're going with this, but continue.
We're getting there. You're right though. We don't own a lot, but we're making strides to some extent because we got to give some credit to some people.
Like who?
TP.
I knew exactly. I knew you were going there.
You got to give some credit.
I knew you were going there.
You can't deny he has made a disruption and he's made a way for people.
You're right. However, that's one of how many?
Well, true. That's what I'm saying. It's still a work in progress. But
and then still, even with his productions, like
what you got against TP?
Not to knock his productions. I'm not knocking them. Because so many people do watch them. So many people enjoy them. I'm not gonna lie. I have enjoyed some in the past that I have seen. Mm-hmm. I haven't seen all of his productions. But a lot of them are really corny.
Tyler Perry Studios, we do not. I just want to let you know if you want to work with us, we do not. These comments are not a representation of the Residual Impact podcast as a whole. Okay, so if you would like to bring a song, we still would like you. Okay, all right. Now that that's being said, we put a disclaimer out there. Okay,
ladies and gentlemen, all skin folk ain't kinfolk, man. It be your own people, the closest people that are quick to sell you out.
I just gotta let you know. All right, we still trying to get some partners. So I'm not opposed to partnering up. I know we trying to go black, but I'm still trying to partner up. Okay, I just wanted y'all to know that. But yes, okay, I agree with you. You know.
I didn't say all of his productions. I said some of them are corny.
Yeah, okay, most definitely. Okay, I can see that. Yes.
Okay, that's all I'm saying. All right,
we just gotta state that because he is down the street. So I'm just saying, Tyler Perry Studios. If you want to give us a call, okay, we're still open for that. Okay. But yes, for real though. I agree with you, man. We do need to own more as black people. We need to focus more on that. That tweet right there, it hit home, bro. You're right, and I mean everybody. Unfortunately, bro, a lot of our people are not in the mindset of wanting to own, and that's just being real, man. It's like. Some people don't want that, or some people don't think about that, man. And I think until you're in that environment, sometimes it's hard to even see that, to see ownership. So it's one of those situations, bro, where it's like we should strive to have something because, like you said, bro, they can take it away from us in a minute, but we don't think about that.
Right, and honestly, that's why I wanted to talk about this today for whoever's listening. Maybe it'll spark something in somebody to where we can just be like, you know what, they're right. Let's get together. Let's organize something. Let's start something to where we can build to where, listen, all it takes is for one person to start something and then get the next person involved and the next person involved. And then like, let's come together. Let's put our minds together collectively. Let's develop a brand. Let's develop a company, a conglomerate, whatever. Let's build something together because we're not going to be able to do this by ourselves. No. We're not.
But you got to realize, I'm going to tell you something though, for real. A lot of times too, man, and this is unfortunate. I go, I drive down to like where my wife used to live at in Atlanta, and I look around. Sometimes I get sad from what I see. That environment does not even produce that kind of mindset. I mean, you have some people that make it out, but those areas and environment to which a lot of these companies push their product to, they know what they're doing, and they know that they're in a certain mindset that's not even thinking, we need to build this. It's like a consumer. They want to, hey, we just need to put this out here. We know they're going to buy it. We know they're not going to think about all this stuff. So it's like, first we got to get to a place of even showing our people that, you can do something like this, or that's possible, because how can you think about putting a company together or putting your money together when you live in paycheck to paycheck, or you barely have enough money to really take care of what you got to take care of. It's kind of hard to think about, I need to put my money with your money. Because I don't work hard for this. I barely got enough for what I got to do.
And you're right about that. I'm not discrediting that. I'm not knocking that at all. But one thing I will say about our people is that as soon as a lot of us come into money, think about it, income tax season. If some of us might win the lotto, maybe some scratch-offs like we talked about in the previous episode, what is one of the first things we'll go do?
Man, we gotta build that, man. I gotta go show the hood what I got, man.
Right. We gotta go take the money. We gotta buy stuff to impress people that don't even care about us.
Yeah.
There's a video that I saw recently about this one gentleman. I think I forget which country he's from, but I believe it's a country in Africa. But it was a black gentleman, an older black gentleman, who was talking about funerals and what's gonna happen, when you pass away, because that's guaranteed for all of us, right? He said, what happens when you pass away? After your funeral, your family's gonna figure out a way to feed everybody, during the repast or whatever. Then after that, your spouse, may be grieving for a little while. Your immediate family may be grieving for a little while. Then after that, weeks go by, months go by. People still kind of remember you. But in that time, some people are still blowing up your cell phone because they might not have gotten news that you passed away yet. And, a year goes by. It's been a year since you've been gone. Your family's just now figuring out a way to move on. 2 years, 3 years, however many years go by. Eventually, time goes on to where people don't remember you anymore, or don't remember you as much, because it's really an out of sight, out of mind kind of thing.
Yeah.
So at the very end of everything he said, that was just the sped up version because the video was kind of long. At the very end, he said,
everyone's life will go back to normal. But in a blink of an eye, years are going to have gone by. There will be very few people left to remember you. Now tell me, if people will forget you so easily, then who are you living your life for? You spend your whole life worrying what people think about you. They don't, and they won't. Live your life for you.
We spend so much of our lives worrying about what other people think about us, that we don't even take the time to realize that once we're gone, they're not even going to matter anymore, because they're going to forget you anyway.
Yeah.
So that really hit me. It's like, why do we spend so much time? Like, I got to get fresh. As soon as I get some money, I got to go buy the freshest gear. And a lot of our people got to go get designer. Like, I got some money now. I'm going to go buy some Gucci. I'm going to buy some Louis, some brands that don't even care about you, who've let it be known countless times that they don't care about our dollars, because we're not their target audience, but we're still quick to go run to the store and spend $300 on a t-shirt just because it says Gucci on the chest. That's the type of mindset that we have, to show other people that we have money. We're willing to spend $300 on a t-shirt to show that we have some sort of money, to impress other people, to be like, look at what I have. Why? Because our culture is so much like built on bragging. And not really to get off on a tangent, but this is something that needs to be said. Like, I've really been thinking about this, listening to music often, and how throughout history, a lot of hip hop has been about, what is it that I have that you don't have? I got this, and I'm better than you because I got this.
Of course.
I'm better than you because I drink this kind of liquor and you can't afford it. I'm better than you because I can buy all these designer clothes. Like, how do we know about all these designer clothes? I have never once spent my money in Gucci, Louis. No, I've never spent a dime in any of those brands, but I know about all of them. I know about Givenchy. I know about Celine. I know about Amiri, because of hip hop.
That's true.
Why is it that we care so much about these brands? Because we want to brag about how much money we can spend on these brands. And once we stop talking about it, and once everybody can afford it, that's when they die out. How many times have people in rap songs talked about polo, but nobody wears polo anymore?
That's true.
How many people talked about True Religion at one point, but now you can walk into a Ross or a Marshalls or a TJ Maxx and find True Religion on the shelves?
Yeah. Red Monkeys. I remember those.
I forgot about those. Oh, Red my Monkey. Gosh.
Yeah, man. All that. You're right.
But that's what we do with our dollars. Yeah. That's what we do with our money. And that's why I think we can't come together as a collective and put our money together as a collective and build something so that we can own something, so that all of us can own something. Now, imagine if we started putting this ownership talk in all of our songs, not just have people like Jay-Z talking about ownership, but have all these other rappers talking about ownership.
I think it boils down to too. We gotta our idea or what's been pushed to us as an idea of what wealth looks like has been the wrong thing through us because we are the originators of hip hop as black people, right? And that was what it was built on, showing what I got, what you don't have. But they always kind of show, well, wealth looks like somebody with a bunch of chains on, somebody with a nice car, somebody with a big house, right? That looks like wealth. But in reality, wealth is having a bunch of assets. It's being able to pass money and businesses down to your kids, having the longevity of not having a job and you can still take care of the family. Like, that's what wealth is. If we was rapping about that, maybe we would have more of that. But I don't think that narrative is often pushed to our people enough.
No, it's not. And, we've done an episode on this before where we talked about why it's not pushed.
Oh, yeah.
But the wrong things are pushed.
Of course.
As far as like, what we have that you don't have, or I could take your girl, or ladies talking about I could take your man if I wanted to, or, I drive this car and you can't afford it. Mm-hmm. Like, I've noticed a lot when some of our people get money, one of the first type of cars they go buy is a Benz.
Oh, yeah.
I used to sell cars, bro, and I'm telling you, as far as the craftsmanship of Mercedes, now, in my opinion, it has gotten better, but this is strictly my views because I know Mike's going to come out and say something just in case Mercedes want to partner with us. But
I like Benz. Nah, go.
But, I like Benz too. I'm not going to cap. Like, I really want a G-Wagon one day.
Yeah, same.
But one of the first things we'll do is go buy a Benz, and they're not the most reliable cars.
Yeah.
We want to go buy Range Rovers, and oh my gosh,
man,
Range Rovers are definitely not the most reliable,
bruh. Yes, I've heard that.
Maseratis, not reliable at all.
The funny part about it, some of these cars are made with like normal, like Honda, Toyota. Y'all don't even know, bruh. Toyota. Like, for instance, one of the most expensive cars in the world, just throw this out, just a random fact, but a Bugatti, which is like over $1 million car easily, is made with actually Volkswagen parts. People don't know that. It's just a brand name, but sorry, I didn't mean to go off.
Audi too. Audi is owned by Volkswagen.
Look at that. You would never know. But hey, because you rap about a Volkswagen in the song, it'd be like, what? You lame.
Right.
Talk about a Bugatti. Oh, cool.
It's,
you know what I mean? Like, yeah. I think it's just what we put our values on, bro. I think that I love hip hop. I love hip hop. I love hip hop. But at the same time, too, hip hop has also been, it took a turn and it just put our focus on the wrong stuff. And I think that's been a problem. And it's been pushed to us so much that, we consume it and we don't realize what we're digesting, bro. And our lives look a lot like what these videos are talking about. And we're not really, I don't know. It's just, you don't really hear talk about what's important. But going back to our friend Ye, I will say this. Though he has said a lot of outlandish things, one thing about Ye, in the midst of everything, he be talking some real. He be saying some stuff like, yo, we need to own land. These companies and stuff like that, they pushing, effing somebody girl instead of going and buying you a property or something like that.
Right.
So he talk about certain things and it's just unfortunate that it's overshadowed by every bad thing that he's saying.
That's true.
But yeah.
So, I mean, I love hip hop too, man. I grew up listening to it, so I understand, to this day, I still listen to it every once in a while. But lately, as I've been reading more books, I've been diving into podcasts more. I'm listening to people, who motivate me, who inspire me, who help me think differently than what I used to think. Because if you think about it, one of the easiest ways for somebody to learn something is to learn it from a child. Because once you're a child, not once, we were all children at one point, but when you're a child, you soak up knowledge like a sponge.
Yeah.
Now, I don't remember the quote exactly, but Hitler once said a quote about like, give me a nation's children and...
Oh, I know what you're talking about.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Like, he was pretty much just talking about just training kids.
As a child, yep.
Training kids to think a certain way because, again, they soak up knowledge like a sponge and he'll control the future. Something like that.
He knew by a certain, if he got him at a certain age, he knew by a certain age when they got there, he knew he had them. Right. Much. He knew he had their mind. Because he's like, if you get their minds, you got them.
So think about it this way. So many of us have been listening to hip hop since we were kids.
Yeah.
So many of, and the formula has not really changed since the birth of hip hop.
If anything, it's gotten worse.
Right.
If anything, because you got to think about it. When we start listening to hip hop, you might get a KRS-One in there here and there,
That's
right?
true.
You know what I mean? KRS-One gonna drop some knowledge on you.
That's true.
But nowadays, you don't really. We have J. Cole. You know, we do have some conscious rappers, but you don't hear as much of that conscious rap
Right.
anymore. It's about effing somebody's girl or pulling up in a Benz. You know?
Yeah, being FNF.
Yeah. Or
And y'all know what FNF means. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gotta break that down.
exactly. Or even the worst, which is now it's a lot of. I don't want to say the word hurting people. Basically, that's you hear that a lot. So it's the formula has been pushed to us, and you know we can't put it all on these record labels, but of course they don't mind pushing it out to us. It is something about the hurting of us as black people that these big companies don't mind pushing out versus if we talking about financial literacy or things like that it might not get as much love as something else. So
Shit, I don't think that will really get any love unless it's leaked. And you have people like us to kind of like really push it. Be like, listen, this is the future. This is where we need to go. Yeah. But the way that somebody explained it to me when I was in college, because I remember, you know, I used to want to rap when I was, 18, 19, 20. And my music was more like conscious, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. And I would always like fight for conscious music to come back. And that was kind of like around the time where Soulja Boy first came out and, them Franchise Boys was popping, D4L, all of that was playing. Laffy Taffy, Crank this, Crank that, like all of that. One girl, when I went to college, one girl told me, she was like, well, when you go to a club, just think about it. Who want to sit around and listen to conscious rap all day? You can't twerk to that. You can't dance to that.
Yeah.
And from that moment on, she kind of shut me up with that because it's like, you're right. When you go to a club, ain't nobody anymore, really. Like people probably used to do it in like the 80s and maybe even the early 90s, dance to conscious rap and stuff like that because the beat was bopping or something like that. But you know what I'm saying? You listen to a lot of the songs now, all we care about is that it has a fly 808 behind it. And we're just so focused on the beat. We're not even thinking about the lyrics, and the lyrics stay in our minds subconsciously to where even if we hear a song enough times, if we hate the song, we know the lyrics because it's played so much around us. Yeah. But when you're in the club, you don't want to have to worry about listening to lyrics or thinking about what the lyrics say or thinking about what an artist was trying to convey by listening to the lyrics. You just want to hear the beat. Yo, shake that thing, back it, like twerk. That's all people are focused on. And I get it. Yeah. But damn, is that all we want to listen to?
But then to me, that goes back right into the music industry. Like as a businessman, right? If I know I'm giving out the product of this music that I know is going to gear people towards something, right? Now I know, okay, I've already signed this artist who I know has to put out all this type of music. As another businessman, I know, hey, that music has to go to the club now. So now we're going to get some more people to listen to it. They, like you said, they ain't going to want to listen to no conscious stuff. So let's push out some more of this garbage. Hey, as a business owner in a club, hey, let's play this. We're going to get that. So it's kind of like a whole thing. Like they know what they're doing in a sense.
To the point to where people hear it in the club enough, they want to request it on the radio.
Bro, now you're hearing it at least throughout the day, maybe 4 or 5 times, depending on a certain song. So look, brother, I think it's all a collective game, unfortunately,
bro. Because if I tell you how many times I would turn on the radio in the summertime and hear Super Gremlin,
oh yeah, bro.
I can't stand that song. I cannot stand it. Yep. I'll be the first to tell you, hey, I'm not a fan of Kodak Black, but I definitely can't stand Super Gremlin because of what it represents. And every time I cut on the radio, Super Gremlin would be playing.
Yeah, and we're not really, honestly, people aren't really worried about the words, bro, half the time, dog. Because if you really were to write a lot of these words down on a paper about you hurting somebody, it'll be like, what? This don't match my life at all, bro.
Right.
But we don't think about that. Just gotta catch a beat behind it.
So going back to these tweets, man. Yeah, first of all, you can tell that we're very passionate about this. But so are some of these other people. Like I said, since black people were trending on Twitter, another one of these tweets that came out, this dude said, this Kanye situation really hammered home how powerless black people are. Legit, no power to influence anything. LMAO. Don't own anything. Just tweet about first dates and interracial relationships on social media. And sex too. don't forget sex. And I mean, like, I'm looking at this tweet and there were no lies, bro. No lies told, man. Like, we worry about a lot of the wrong things when it comes to social media, especially, you know, going online. If we looking at sites like the Shade Room, Spiritual Word, or like Hollywood Unlocked, all them blog sites, Jasmine Brand, like, I don't follow none of them. But when I look at some people's stories on Instagram, like, they'll share a lot of posts from each of those sites. Especially, oh man, one of the most toxic ones, Justin LeBoy. Man, all of the stuff that people be sharing from these pages, yo, it's like, really? Y'all follow them? Like, these are who y'all give the millions of followers to? Like, they got millions. Yeah. And they're getting money off of it because of endorsements and ad placements and stuff like that. And I'm not knocking them because they put in the work. They got their bread up. They got the hustle up. And, you know, they I guess they deserve the acknowledgement, the recognition. And again, I mean, we've used some of the news stories that we've had in the past. We've used those sites to kind of pull news from because stuff needed to be talked about and we needed to have lessons behind it. So I get it. Yo, but come on now.
This makes me think about something I heard on Breakfast Club. I think it was Tank. He said this, and he said, he was like, it's not to the powers that be. It's not the things that bring us down that's a threat. Like, it's the music that we put out. It's not a threat. It's the unity that's a threat to the powers that be. So he just gave an example. He was like, that's why he could put out a song saying, like Ed, I forgot who made the song, but saying "Stay with me." I forgot who made the song "Stay with me." He was like, he can put it out, and it might not go that far, but you may see a white guy put it out, and it'll go big, right?
Right.
But a black person put that same song out, "Stay with me," and it won't get as much play. He was like, because it brings unity amongst our people, and that to them could be a threat, which I've often heard, and you see it kind of in America, unfortunately. So
that is a message though. Like, that's a for real message, and I believe that too. Like, yeah, I can only imagine.
Think about what you hear on the radio or everywhere that's pushed to us as a people. It's not a lot of unity within our music. It's not, because that's a problem.
Yeah,
that's crazy to say that unity is a problem, but dude, our music doesn't reflect that a lot of times. Our music, honestly, is against one another.
That is true.
It's against us.
Yeah.
So that's why you don't even hear, if you look at R&B, bro, there's not truly a lot of R&B how it used to be. A lot of R&B was love, bro. It was love. Now I just want to smash. Or it's still kind of like tied into hip hop in a way. Like, they still be talking about hurting somebody within an R&B song almost.
And yeah, a lot of people talk about how R&B is toxic nowadays.
Bro,
I get it. There's, a lot of toxic songs out there, and not gonna cap. One of my favorite summer anthems was a toxic R&B song.
What is it?
If I Get Caught by Division.
See what I'm saying?
I'm not gonna cap that. That was one of my joints.
You see what I'm saying?
I'm not a cheater, but like, there were times where I really wanted to get my lick back on whoever cheated on me. So it's like, listen, if I get caught, that don't, like, I was singing that as if I was singing it to them. Like, you did what you did. Now it's my turn. But hey,
we got that versus classic music like Sade, "Cherish the Day," "Don't Go Astray." You know what I mean? Like, little love songs like that. Like, it's just the dynamic is different now. What is pushed to us as black people.
That is true.
And we consume it because we are black people. Aren't we the biggest consumers?
Yeah. Our dollar really can make an impact.
Oh, what?
If we really like decided to be like, you know what? We're not going to go out there and buy that today.
Man,
we're not going to go out there and support this company today. Lord. We're no longer going to support this company ever again.
Lord have mercy.
People will miss our dollars.
We make an effect. And bro, let's just be real, bro. Us as black people, bro, we're cool. We give the wave. We don't go with the flow. We are the flow. That's a fact. Let's just be real, bro.
I talk to my homie Andre about this all the time. We have the saying where everybody want to be black, but nobody want to be black.
Nah, facts, bro. Facts. Dog, when I went to go to the casino not too long ago, in I think it was North Carolina, somewhere like that. There's not a lot of black people there. Mm-hmm. And when I tell you we was walking around there, it was like they'd never seen a lot of black people before. But it was cool because it was like little mini celebrities because they were just like, oh, looking at us like they was treating us nice or whatever. But yeah, dude, it's just like
probably because they wanted your money.
They probably did. I ain't gonna lie to you, they probably did. But nah, still, it was just like I ain't gonna say it. I'm not saying it on the air, but yeah, it was just a lot of people.
Listen, we probably already gonna get somewhat canceled from everything that we've been talking about so far. I mean, listen, stuff needs to be said.
It does. I agree with you.
But like we talked about, a lot of stuff doesn't get pushed out because of the message behind it. And I think this is one thing that needs to be said and the message needs to be pushed out. But how many people honestly are gonna reshare this, repost this, retweet, like all of that?
Yeah, man.
And get this message out there to people who really need to hear it, who don't really know about us, who don't really know about what it is that we represent.
Yeah.
The next thing I wanted to read was regarding like, what if we as black people were actually able to come together? What if it clicked in our head? Like, yo, instead of us running to go buy the hottest new t-shirt or like the new designer clothes that come out just to stunt on the next person who doesn't care about us or who probably will forget about us after we pass away.
Yeah.
Instead of us thinking about that, what if more of us thought about, okay, let's go ahead, come together, take our money, put it into something that we could pass on to our children, so they can pass on to our grandchildren, and that our great grands can have some money and stuff like that. Like we can just continue passing stuff down.
Mm-hmm. My immediate family would get my life insurance policies, which millions of dollars policies, and the main properties that I hold. So they're taken care of. But we need to start thinking about the grandkids, the great grandkids, those generations. How do you start their growth? You start their growth by putting that money in a brokerage account, and they don't get that money until they turn 21 years old. So let's use the example of $1 million. I put $1 million in a brokerage account for my grandkids. They don't get that till they turn 21, gaining 6% interest. 6% interest, let's say that's 21. So that money turns into about $3.8 million for my grandkids. My grandkids, they wouldn't get it all. They would get half, about 1.6. So I'll leave 1.6 in there for my great grandchildren for 21 years. That now turns into about 3, 4, 5, 6. That turns into about $6.7 million for my great grandchildren. They don't get it all. They get half. So now that's about about 2.3 stays in for my great grandchildren. So they get about $8.1 million. You see how that happens? That's compound interest over 21 years. So we have to look at that number. But what makes the trigger and the explosion even bigger is the fact that what Rockefeller did is that was just his trust. What he did was now each child opened up a trust. So now his children had a trust. So he would pay his grandchildren and his children would pay them. That's twice. So now his children, then his grandchildren have a trust. So his great grandchildren would get paid 3 times. So now if we look at Rockefeller Trust paid out now 11 generations and counting continuously. And what he also did was have a life insurance policy on every person in the trust, creating his own bank. And now what does that do? This is my structure also. Any one of my children or grandchildren who want to start a business, what do? Talk to the trustees. And now you borrow money. We become our own bank.
Now, this next tweet really got me thinking about that. And this is really the overall message that I wanted to put out. But this young lady by the name of Scotty Beam, she's a media personality, podcast co-host. Shout out to her. She tweeted, "Wish being anti-black held this much weight." 20.1 thousand retweets, 2,045 quote tweets, and 82.5 thousand likes. This right here, this was the main thing that helped me come up with this episode. And I definitely wanted to say thanks, Scotty Beam, because this was something that I've been thinking about once all of this stuff unfolded. Even going back to when Nick Cannon said something that was considered anti-Semitic, and he started losing a lot of his stuff. Like even like Wildin' Out got taken from him at some point, and he had to apologize just to get it back. What if being anti-black held this much weight? What if we really united to the point to where we owned so much, or to where if somebody disrespected us, it got to the point to where you are not getting our black dollars at all. We're going to hurt this company by not supporting them at all. And I'm not talking about how, like, when somebody got killed, you know, we wanted to boycott Gucci for 3 months. What the hell is 3 months going to do? I think that was the dumbest thing ever. Now, I don't know if that was, I may be wrong. I don't know if that was when somebody got killed, or if it was when Gucci came out with like a racist design. Because I remember one time they came out with a turtleneck that was like a black turtleneck where you pull up the neck. It had like red lips around it, like big red lips that kind of looked like blackface. It looked like a caricature from an old blackface production. But we wanted to boycott Gucci for 3 months. Come on now. If we want to hurt a company, we got to do more than that.
Yeah.
But anyway.
You got to trust each other, though, first.
We do. We got to stop being so against each other. Now, there's a lot of people who say we have a crab in a bucket mentality. And I remember somebody made up a good argument that said that we didn't have that. And I don't remember who said it, so I'm not even going to try to search for the clip to try to put it in this episode. But really, we're at the point to where, yeah, if one of us tries to make it out, if one of us tries to get to the top, a lot of us will look at that person and be like, yo, why is it that you deserve to be up there? I should be up there instead. Mm-hmm. Or, you know, once you're at the top, now turn around and pull me back up. But instead of me like really trying to support you for making it, you know, I'm going to go ahead and ask you for a discount. Like, you know, like that's stuff that we do. Like, we need to stop that.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
Any of my friends that have businesses, I don't ask them for discounts. Now, if they offer a discount, I may take it. I may not. I may just be like, you know, I'm just going, you know what I'm saying, give you the cash wholeheartedly. Like, shout out to my man Travis. Yo, he's really doing his thing, the sneaker reporter. You know, he's really killing it with the NBA coverage. He's been covering the NBA for like 12 years. Even made it into one of the 2K games. And I remember he talked about how one of his exes hit him up because her current man was playing 2K, and she would see him on 2K and be like, okay, well, my new man is playing 2K when my old man is actually in the game.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, that's a flex, boy. That is a flex.
That is.
I want to be at that level of success one day, but shout out to my man Trav. Like, he just launched his own sneaker line. He's also a huge sneakerhead just like me. He just launched his own sneaker line. I'm definitely going to buy a few of his, you know, his pairs, because fortunately he made my size. Shout out to you, Trav. Some of his colorways are really dope. And, you know, they made in Italy, so the price is kind of up there. But I said I was going to support him, so I'm going to do it. Now, on his website, he does offer a discount. I may take it. I may not. But either way, I still want to support my man. You know what I'm saying? I want to support my friend. Like, it's black-owned business. He's really out there doing this thing. We got to support our people. We got to come together. We got to stop, like, asking, well, what did he do to deserve to get there? I should be there, because at one point we were on the same level. You know, we met doing music. And I'm not that type of person. I'm not going to look down on him because he made, you know, a name for himself and he's doing big things. Like, I can only aspire to be there, you know, at the same level as him. Yep. You know what I'm saying? So we all got to have that mindset. Yo, look out for each other, support each other, help each other. And let's get this money together, man. Let's stop running to spend it in other communities. Like, if y'all really want to learn more about how we can keep the money circulating among each other within our own communities, yo, look up Dr. Claude Anderson. Go ahead and check out some of his videos. He talks about group economics all the time. Go ahead and listen to some old Malcolm X. He used to talk about group economics all the time. That's something that we really need. We need to practice group economics, and we need to stick together, like, for real, for real.
Yeah. I agree. I definitely agree. And it's us as the black people, bro. We just need to come together, bro. We need to find some way to be unified and to trust one another. Even though this narrative of not trusting one another is being pushed, we got to understand that hey, look, we all we got. So we got to stick together. And I just want to see us grow more. I mean, there's a lot more than what we are seeing that is available for us, but ignorance is not an excuse anymore. And so,
Right.
you know, sometimes they say ignorance is bliss. You know, you can continue to stay on in the way you know, you've been living, but if you want something different, if you want to change, like me and B are talking about, hey, it's gonna take a conscious change. I think this right here is a start because we got to talk about it. I think I heard it today. I think Charlamagne the God said it. He was like, the same way they're talking about these anti-Semitic terms or just how they're putting out anti-Semitic, we need to talk about anti-Black terms because it needs to be talked about too. Like you said, B, we need to cancel these people if they speaking on anti-Black because we got a lot of people that's doing that. They're
with no consequences behind it.
We don't go at them. But you see stuff like when people talk down on the LGBT
Right.
Yeah, I can't say that.
When people talk down on LGBT community, you know, everything gets shut down. Like they get a whole bunch of backlash.
Yep.
Why? Because they're all together. They're all united. They're all on a unified front, bro. Like you cannot talk trash about the LGBT. And yo, that is one thing that if us Black people as a collective, no matter what you identify as, no matter, you know, what your preference is, if you're Black, if you're one of us, man, like if you're a part of the same community, if we grew up around the same people, we're part of the same culture, even if we're not a part of the exact same culture, because yo, Black people are everywhere, man. Yep. The whole point is that if we were to unite, seriously unite, we could be unstoppable. Like for real. I look at one of these other tweets that somebody brought up. Now this gentleman is older than the both of us, Mike, so I can kind of relate a little bit to what he tweeted, but at the same time, not really, because I didn't watch this show growing up. I wasn't allowed to because I was too young, and my parents wouldn't let me listen to it. But gentleman by the name of Bishop Talbert Swan tweeted out, "Are y'all gonna pretend you still don't see the disparity when Howard Stern can wear blackface, call Black people the N-word, and spew anti-Black rhetoric for 40 years and never get canceled, but Kanye gets canceled within a few days for offending the Jewish community?" That is something really like what you just said, man. We got to start holding certain people accountable. Now, again, I've never listened to the Howard Stern show or never watched the Howard Stern show because I was too young. Like my parents would not let me watch it. But yeah, like I remember there was one, actually there was a Black lady on his show. I think her name was Robin, one of his co-hosts. And no matter what, like she pretty much stuck by his side. Now, I don't know if he still has a show. I haven't even paid attention to anything Howard Stern has ever done until this gentleman just brought it up. I forgot about him.
All right.
But like real talk, if anybody Black was on that show and Howard has been spewing all that nonsense for that long, like you would think that, you know, Robin would have walked out. It's been like, yo, I'm not with that. If you're going to keep spewing that nonsense, I'm out. Find yourself a new co-host or something. Like, I don't know, man. Like there's a lot that goes on. And when somebody talks about us in a negative way, even if it's our own people, we're not quick to cancel them. We're not quick to pull endorsements from them. We're not quick to stop supporting them. Mm-hmm. Like somebody has to do something drastic, like extremely drastic, like on some R. Kelly stuff for us to really like, oh no, we don't listen to him no more. We don't play his music no more. We don't support him anymore. We don't do this anymore. Like,
right.
Or who? We don't mention his name anymore.
Yeah, man. You're right. You're right. And we need to change, bro. That's the only way. Ain't nothing gonna change until we change. So
right, nothing changes if nothing changes.
Nope.
So with that being said, man, I think about a lot of the communities that we once had in America that were thriving at one point that were just snatched away from us. You know, granted it was different times, but just imagine if we had those thriving communities today.
Yeah.
How things might be different. Think of something like Oscarville, Georgia, how we've mentioned it before. Oscarville, Georgia was once a thriving Black community that was really heavy on farming. And, you know, they were making a lot of money and they were building up, you know, because of the farming community and stuff like that. You know, churches, businesses, thriving. But what happened? Well, what I learned was back then a lot of towns could get shut down just by allegations of, for lack of the YouTube, for the YouTube algorithm, I'll just say a word that rhymes with grape, the fruit grape, but you take away the G. All that would happen was that a young white woman would be able to scream out that word and point at the black community, and a mob of people would rally up behind her to go find whoever it was that did it, even if they didn't do it, just because she said that it happened. Yeah. And towns would get burnt down. Oscarville was one of them, where people got forced out of their homes because of an allegation like that. People were forced out of their homes. I remember reading about this one gentleman who is a descendant of somebody from Oscarville. I think a guy that he was speaking of was his grandfather or his great grandfather, but talking about how like when his family was like really kicked out of Oscarville, they were headed towards the Chattahoochee River because they were being pursued by a mob. Yep. And they had nowhere else to go. And their only option when they got to the river was either to fight to swim or drown. Dang. And dude said that his grandfather or his great grandfather survived, but lost a few siblings to the river. Because we know the saying. Like, people talk about how black people can't swim. Like a lot of us never learned to swim. Like, I get it, but like it's just crazy, man. How a lot of those people were forced out of their homes, and then years later, the Beaufort Dam gets built and Oscarville gets flooded to create Lake Sidney Lanier. Now there's a whole town that's still under Lake Lanier and it's haunted because of the history. Yeah. And you also got to think of other towns as well, such as Tulsa, Oklahoma. A part of Tulsa was known as Black Wall Street. And there was a huge massacre in 1921 that happened that just eradicated the whole town. And you also got to look at like the race riots of 1908 in Springfield, Illinois, or even look at the Atlanta massacre of 1906 or Elaine, Arkansas in 1919. These were some of the many black cities that were thriving after slavery was abolished on Juneteenth. And they were just taken away from us because nobody wanted us to have it. And by nobody, y'all know who I'm talking about.
Goes back to that unity thing, brother. The unity is a threat. The unity shows power. The unity shows just shows a growth that I guess I don't know what it is. It makes white America I don't know what it is about it. It just looks like a threat to them. To the powers that be.
It's fear. Yeah. They fear what would happen if we were to unite.
I don't know. Yeah, it's just
they feared it then. They fear it now.
Just us being in power is just a problem. It's so crazy. I mean, I hate the fact that the color of your skin, or I like the way my grandmother said, the color of your dirt. Because brother, we all go back to the ground when we done.
That's true.
We are all just different colors of dirt. So the color of your dirt is a problem. Not saying that we're dirty or we're dirt. Let me just clarify that, ladies and gentlemen. This is an old saying that my grandmother used to say, okay? Just want to clarify that. But, yeah, man, it's just like, just the color, bro. The pigmentation of your skin. And y'all don't even realize it, but white people are actually just not melanated enough. Like, we're still like, when you break it down to science, bro, it's just white people don't have a darker pigmentation as us. So
right,
it's like
they don't have the same amount of melanin in their skin. It's really like the absence of melanin.
That's
pretty much.
But they're mad. It's like they mad at that. Well, I ain't gonna say.
They mad at that. Well, I'll say it.
Let me say this too, though. I want to understand too. If we have some people that are, of a different color, right?
I know we do have some.
Yeah.
So this is not geared towards all.
Yes.
Right. I'm not saying when I talk about how a lot are mad at it, I'm not saying all, because everything that we say doesn't go towards all people. However. Yeah. There are a lot. You cannot deny that there are a lot who are mad at it, and a lot who do fear what would happen if we were unified, and have feared, even going back to their grandparents or their great grandparents or their great great grandparents. Like, it's always been a thing with them, And again, this is not coming from a place of hate. It's just coming from a place of being sick and tired of being sick and tired of why we are always the butt of every single joke. Why every time something happens against us, there's not much that we can do about it that's really going to hurt someone. And I'm not talking about physically hurt them, but I'm talking about hurt their pockets. But anytime that we say something against another group, they can hurt our pockets. They can really bring shame to us. They can really like take away from us, but we don't have that same power. Why? And that's why I'm talking about this. That's what I'm super passionate about. It has nothing to do with any type of hatred. So if anybody tries to come at me with any of that nonsense, y'all could cut it right now, because I don't hate anybody. I'm just really pro-black, and I'm really pro our people, man. And I'm sick and tired again of being sick and tired, because this has gone on long enough, man. And it has to stop at some point. But in order for it to stop, we have to realize that it is happening, and we have to do something about it. This is me doing something about it. This may not be the greatest thing for me to do about it, but this is me doing something about it. Maybe somebody needs to hear this to where they wake up inside and they're just like, you know what? He is right. They are right. Something needs to change, because nothing changes if nothing changes. And I'm sorry, I don't mean to cut you off, Mike, but I'm just very passionate about this topic, man, for real.
I mean, you pretty much said it right there in a nutshell. So nothing changes if nothing don't change. So hopefully this can be a catalyst for it to at least get the thought, or as you say, the brainchild. You said something about a brainchild or mindchild. I ain't gonna lie, you threw me for a loop with that one.
I said this episode was my brainchild because it's something I was thinking about. Like this all came from up here, man. I was really contemplating a lot of this stuff, whether I wanted to talk about Kanye or not. But I figured I would bring it up just to kind of address where we are as a people and where we could be if we, were to change the things that we do, change the things that we think about, change the things that we feed ourselves, and not just like literally feed ourselves, but mentally feed ourselves as well. That goes back to the music. That goes back to the TV and movies that we consume, the imagery that we see on a regular basis. Why is it that so many of us think that, the business-minded people, or like the nerds in our society who are actually trying to do something, like they're lames, they're squares, they're boring. Like, why do we have that perception? Whereas like in other communities, they welcome that stuff. Yep. How many people in the Asian community are like doctors and engineers, and how many people in like, I really only speak on Nigeria because a lot of my African friends, or most of my African friends, are Nigerian, but they'll talk about it all the time, how they're really only given the option to be doctors, lawyers, or engineers, like nothing else really. But doctors and engineers are the top two. And I'm just like, really? Like our parents don't really push that like Nigerian parents do, from my understanding, from what I understand from my Nigerian friends. But it's just stuff like that, man. Like what we consume, what we are taught, what we learn as children, what we are fed as children, carry into adulthood. If we don't change the way that we think, if we don't change the way that we move out here, and then we pass that along to our kids. Yep. And these cycles just never get broken, man. Like we don't break these bonds. We don't break these chains. It's just continual trauma. And man, I just want to know, like, where would we be as a people if we were allowed to thrive in our communities? Where would we be as a collective if we started supporting our own designers, our own business owners, our own communities, the same way we'll go out there and spend money with all these European designers that, again, have made it known countless times that they don't care about our dollars. They don't care about our money. They don't need our money. I've said it before and I'll say it again. I'll never once ever spend any money in a Gucci store. I've never done it and I never will. They don't care about us. Why should I give them my hard-earned money? And the way that a lot of people have to think about it is the way somebody broke it down to me. You make $10 an hour. You work 10 hours a day. That's $100 that you have made. that means you would have had to work 3 days to go to a Gucci store and buy a $300 t-shirt. So you took 3 days of your hard-earned money, 3 10-hour work shifts to buy one t-shirt. Mm-hmm. That's putting things into perspective. Even if you make $15 an hour, even if you make $20 an hour, you got to think about it in that perspective. Like, you have to think about, it took me this long to earn this much money, and I'm just going to turn right around and spend this many work shifts on this item that I don't need because I want to stunt on the next person. Mm-hmm. And to do that, I'm going to go ahead and buy this item from a company that doesn't care if I live or die, because they don't care about me at all, and they don't care about my money. And no matter how many times they say it, it's still a status symbol to us. So I'm still going to go to the store and buy it just to stunt on the next person who doesn't care about me, mm-hmm. who once I pass away, they'll forget about me. And like, it makes no sense, bro. It really makes no sense.
That's what it boils down to.
Where would we be if we stopped killing each other today? If every single one of us who are out there toting guns like it's the Wild Wild West decided to put the guns down, or instead, like, if you have a problem with somebody, talk it out. Or if you can't talk it out, fight it out with your fists. One person wins, the other person loses, and whoever loses just learns a lesson. Don't run and get the strap because you're a sore loser. Go ahead and handle your problems like reasonable people and call it a day. Mm-hmm. Learn a lesson and don't do that thing that you had to learn a lesson from ever again. Where would we be?
A lot further than where we are.
Message.
Hopefully. But yeah, I think so. I think we will be a lot more advanced. So that's
the idea, man.
Yeah. I think hopefully some things are getting into play. It just need to be more of us. Some of us are making a change. We do got some people that's out there, some black people that's out there that are making some waves, and that has been a disruption to the industry. Like, for instance, I just want to shine a light onto him. Robert F. Smith, one of the black billionaires. He's one of the ones who he actually paid a lot of the who was that tuition?
I want to say it was.
What's the?
It might have been more. Was it Morehouse or was it Clark?
No, it was Morehouse. He paid the graduation of the Morehouse.
He paid their tuition.
Yeah. So that was dope. I mean, you just have some people that are making way, but we need more people like that to really show that we can do it. Because honestly, it's crazy, but a lot of people don't even know about Robert Smith.
Right.
So, he's a black man, though. He's a black billionaire. And I think we need to be educated more to show, like, okay, you can do this, we can do this. And he needs to reach out more and show people how he did it, what did he do, and what we need to do better as people, because he's an inspiration. So I think we just got to look at our inspirations different. NBA YoungBoy necessarily shouldn't be an inspiration. I ain't saying he's a bad person, but that shouldn't be somebody that shouldn't be the pinnacle. You know what I mean?
Bro, because when I tell you, like, I don't even listen to NBA YoungBoy, but every time I turn around, this man's music is always in the top.
Yeah.
And I find out about it like, yo, his music is bumping like that.
Mm-hmm. And the scary part about it is like, he doesn't even get radio play. Like, radios don't rock with him. So imagine if he had that actual backing of a radio. God damn. This man has billions with the B, billions of views and billions of streams, brother. And it's just like, I don't know. We just got to make a change, brother. That's all, man.
Yo, because I cannot tell you one NBA YoungBoy song. I cannot name one.
I don't think I name, but I know a couple. I ain't gonna lie. I've listened to his music a couple times.
I have never, like, real talk. And it's not just because I don't want to. It's just I don't think about NBA YoungBoy.
Yeah. Sometimes I gotta turn it off, though. I ain't gonna lie. It'd be a little heavy at times.
Dang.
But yeah, we just gotta make a change, brother. We gotta change our idols and who are we looking up to, man, and just strive to be something better than what we seeing, because clearly there's a formula and a system right now that's in place to not really help us.
And that is true. And also I would say, like, it would be nice, it would be ideal if more of our black millionaires and billionaires would really show us everything that they did to get to that point, or they would, kind of help us get to that point by just teaching, not necessarily showing like, hey, this is how I got here, but like teaching, like this is how you can get there too.
Well, I will say one thing that I heard from Robert Smith. For those of y'all don't know him, he's the black billionaire. He said that we gotta scale. That was one of the things he often talked about. Now, granted, when you get to a certain status, people start using certain lingo that don't make a lot of sense. But basically, he was like, to my understanding, we got to think bigger than what we're thinking of. You have to think bigger than your environment. You got to think bigger than, man, when I get this income tax check, I'm going to go put some 20s on that whip because I'm going to go stun on the whole hood. It's more like when I get that income tax, I'm going to go buy maybe an Airbnb property, put some money into it, lease it out, whatever, rent it out, and then I can go and buy a home, and then they'll pay for that home. And, you know, we got to start thinking bigger.
That's true.
That's what he was just basically alluding to. So us as a people, we got to think bigger than our current environment and know that you can be more than whatever you see around you. So.
Or when we have children, let's stop putting the cable bill in our children's name and go ahead and open credit cards in their name instead and actually pay off the credit card every single month so that by the time they are of age and we can get them their own credit card, they would already have an 800 plus credit score, and then we can teach them about credit. But here's the thing. The reason why we don't do that, why most of us don't do that, is because a lot of us did not learn about credit. So we need to really take the time to really learn about these things. Or even if you don't think to learn about this stuff, just like change who it is that you listen to, because they'll teach you certain things about it, or they'll at least bring it to your attention to where before maybe you never knew about credit because you weren't like listening to the right people. Like I remember listening to Robert Kiyosaki one time, and he was talking about credit and the uses of it. And it really just, he said that it really depended on like the type of class that you were in. And by class, he's talking about like lower class, middle class, or upper class.
Right.
How they treat credit. So he said something about how, I think, if I find the clip, I'll go ahead and insert it. But off the top of my head, he said something about, I think, like the lower class might not know about credit at all. So they try to stay away from it. Middle class people, like they'll listen to people like Clark Howard, who I think he's like a financial advisor, a well-known financial advisor. And he talks about how, I guess, credit is bad. Shouldn't use credit. If you have any debt, go ahead and pay it off. And then don't worry about it anymore. And then people like in the upper class, like all they'll do is learn about credit because the rich get rich and stay rich by using other people's money.
Yeah.
And credit is other people's money. And that's how they stay wealthy.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So each class has somebody to kind of teach them different things regarding credit, and depending on what class you're a part of, you know, maybe you'll learn something about credit from that different level, I guess. But
yeah,
I want to be upper class, so I'm looking to the upper class to learn how they utilize credit and how I might be able to do the same so I can get to where it is that they are. I don't want to stay middle class.
But it's also, it's a mindset thing.
That's true.
That's what it boils down to. It's like, where's your mindset? Clearly your mindset is not in a, it's not in a lack mindset. It's not in a impoverished mindset. It's like, okay, you seeing like, oh, okay, I could be abundant. I can have more. So I think that's where it starts, you know. But sometimes it's like I said, man. I drive down in Atlanta, and I could just look at these people, man, in their day to day, bro. Their mindset is nowhere near that. That's where we got to figure out how can we make a change there. What can we do to bring something different for these people to see? Because if you just going day by day, hey. Like, for instance, I see, no offense, you know, I love to help, but I see a lot of homeless people, and I see certain homeless people that I've given money to on the same corner every day. Habitually, they will go there. And I just think to myself, man, if all these days you've added up, I'm pretty sure you've got something to the point where you can go make this change or go put in a job. You could do something, but their mindset is, let me just go back out to this corner every day because I know I can get money going out there. It's like they're not trying to think of more. So we got to figure out how can we. Well, I think this is a way we're doing it, but
this is definitely a way.
Yeah.
And you just really made me think of a story that I was taught years ago. I don't remember the gentleman's name, but there was one dude who was homeless in the streets of New York like decades ago. And he I guess he was tired of being homeless. He was tired of living in the streets. And of course, in the streets of New York, man, summertime, wintertime is rough.
I believe it, bro.
Wintertime is more rough because it's freezing cold. But this man, you know, came up with a plan because of the mindset that he had. He stumbled upon a almost empty bottle of like window cleaner, and he grabbed that almost empty bottle, kind of put a little water in it to kind of make it, you know, more full, and grabbed some newspapers that were, you know, thrown out, and then he took that and started cleaning windows for money. Once he, you know, got some money with that, he went to go buy some more window cleaner, buy more bottles, the more money he got, buy more bottles of window cleaner, buy more empty bottles, and start splitting it to where he would have more product, you know, filling it with water, you know, kind of whatever. So he'd have more product and then clean more windows for more money. Then he started taking that money and, you know, getting himself together to the point to where he was eventually able to hire people to help him clean windows, make more money, pay them, buy more product. Next thing you know, he's cleaning skyscrapers.
Look at that, bro.
Had his own business, window cleaning business.
Look at that, man.
Made it from the streets. Literally made it from the streets, homeless, cleaning windows, and then taking his money and investing more into more product and then more people and then his own company.
This is one of the reasons why anytime I decide to give money or I see a homeless person, I give them money. I oftentimes, before I give them money, I try to tell them something else. Like I try to actually give them some like actual advice, like mental advice that I feel like would be helpful for them. I don't think money is a thing. I think money is like just a Band-Aid, because you're going to be right. Once that money go out, if you don't know what to do with it financially, you're going to be right back in the position. So I think it's like you said, man, it's that mindset, man. We got to give people that. So I'm grateful for this because I think that we are doing something with this because hopefully somebody will hear this and make a change.
Yeah. That's the hope, man, for real. Like, I really wanted to get this message out and I really wanted to talk to the people and just really spark something. And if even one person, spark something in that one person to just be like, you know what, they're right.
Yep.
Let me go ahead and figure out a way that I can do this. Let me go ahead, you know, maybe I can't get a window cleaning business off the ground because we're not around a whole bunch of skyscrapers. I mean, if you live outside of 285, but you know, if you're in a place to where, shoot, you can mow somebody's grass, you can cut the, you know what I'm saying, mow the lawn, trim hedges in the spring and summertime, you know what I'm saying? Do that to where you can get enough bread, to where you can buy more products, to where you can hire more people. And I know just the person who can talk about something like that because he is a living testament.
I'm telling you.
Tell the people, Mike.
Bro, listen, just start with what you got. I promise you, bro. I was just thinking about this today, man. I started a business of a landscaping in 2019. And when I tell you, I became so much of a success that it got to the point where I didn't have enough people to do what I was doing. And it started with one lawnmower and one like weed eater, bro. And it got to the point where I was getting contracts. Come on now. You just got to start and use what you got, bro.
And I even went to him one day. I was like, yo, Mike, you hiring? You hiring?
Bro.
Like I could, you know what I'm saying? I'll work for you.
Jokingly, though. Seriously. He joking, but like seriously, I got to the point where I actually was starting to bring people on.
I wasn't joking because I did ask him. I don't think he remembers clearly, but I did ask him to put me on.
I do remember.
Stop the cap.
Nah,
Don't play me.
Bro, I remember.
I did reach out to you.
You did. I don't think we was taking applications at that time.
Bruh.
It be your own people.
Yeah, we weren't taking applications at that time. That's all. We had our quota. That's all, man. I'm sorry.
All skin folk, ain't kin folk. I'm telling you.
We still got his application on file, ladies and gentlemen. We just still considering. Oh man, but no, all seriously, no, like, dude, you just got to start with one thing, bro, and I promise you, just build on it. So yeah, you got a point there, man, for real.
So, I mean, we could go on and on about this topic.
Yeah,
like for real, like I am that passionate about it. Even if Mike would have be like, you know what, I'm ready to go home. Let me take all of my equipment out here. I still got my equipment. I can still record this episode and keep going for like another 3 hours, even though if I'm having a conversation by myself, I will figure out a way to get this message out. But everything that I really wanted to say for this episode has pretty much been said, because this right here is important.
It was, but I felt like it was too, for real.
It's needed, man.
Yeah, and truly.
So again, even if this just speaks to one person, if it just speaks to one of you guys who are listening right now, one of you ladies who are listening right now, somebody has to hear this message and hopefully it resonates with you enough to where, I mean, shoot, even if it doesn't click with you fully, something sparks in you to be like, you know what? I know somebody who can hear this message. I know somebody who needs to hear this message. And maybe it might spark something in them. Who knows? But all we know is that somebody needed to hear this. Mm-hmm. And while we are here doing something, you know, to really make a change in people's lives and to really bring this dream to reality, we need more of that within our community. And again, this is not coming from a place of hate for anybody else or coming from a place of dislike for anybody else, because I don't hate nobody, man. We all bleed the same whenever we are cut. It's just that some of us are more melanated than others. It is what it is. That's how we were made. You know, we all have the same creator. This guy.
Just want to say, you know what I'm saying? I look good. Thank you, God, for blessing me with this beautiful skin. All right, I'm sorry, B. Continue.
You know what?
I apologize.
I'm not even going to be mad at that, man.
I apologize.
I'm not even going to be mad at that. You know, we were made in his image, man. Yeah. We are lit. We are great. My skin is not as smooth as I would like for it to be, you know what I'm saying? But I got to come up with a facial routine, you know, body wash routine, the whole nine. I'm still handsome. So that's all I can say with that. I'm still handsome. I ain't mad at it, you know? But anyway, we've talked about this long enough. And again, hopefully it resonated with somebody out there, because we know somebody needed to hear it.
Yep.
And normally this would be the part of the show where we would get into the answers of the week from the previous week. But I was waiting to post the question of the week because that episode is not up yet. So, of course, when you guys hear this, the episode will be up. But the next episode that we record, we will go ahead and hit you with a double whammy.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We'll give you the answers to both questions of the week. The question from the last episode and the question from this episode, which is...
right now, at this moment, what do you want most?
This guy had to be extra dramatic with it.
I'm just working on, you know, little acting skills and whatnot, you know what I mean? Hey, if anybody want to give me a role in a movie, I just want to let you know I am available as well. I will take headshots and however you want me to do it. So I just have to throw it out there. Thank you.
Yeah, especially Tyler Perry Studios.
Oh yeah, definitely. Because I just want you to know that the comments that were reflected a little earlier, we do not reflect the Residual Impact podcast as a whole. Okay, that one just was Brandon Green's comments. Okay, so
you gonna throw out my whole government?
I'm sorry, we're gonna.
I don't even introduce myself as.
I apologize. Solo Star. No Solo Star. Okay,
I haven't gone by Solo Star in more than a decade, except for my Twitter handle, actually.
See, look at that. Nah, actually, we're gonna edit that out. That's the power of editing, ladies and gentlemen. So don't even worry about that.
Boy, if you don't get...
Shout out Tyler Perry. Hey, brother. Your movies were great.
Anyway, moving on. Like he said, right now, at this moment...
You stupid.
They're not.
I can't even take you seriously right now.
Sorry.
Bruh.
Boy, ain't no way, boy.
Do you have an answer to the question of the week?
To this one?
Or are you going to save it? For this one, yes, for this one.
Just anything?
What do you want most at this moment?
I don't know yet. Let me think about that one. I really don't think that, because I don't really know what I want most. That's
okay.
Most is saying a lot. You know, I don't know what I want most. Let me think about that one. What about you? You know something?
Yes.
What you got?
I put it in this whole episode, man.
Oh, just right.
This is what I want the most. And this is why I chose this question to be the question of the week.
I thought you wanted some Yeezys the most, but my bad.
I already got Yeezys.
You're right. My bad.
Anyway,
you know,
I want unity amongst my people the most. I want us to have the mindset that a lot of these other cultures, a lot of these other groups out there have, to where we are no longer at the bottom of the totem pole, to where we are no longer worried about what the next man or the next woman is doing and hating on the next man or the next woman, because they think they're better than us because they drive a Benz, or we think that they're better than us because they drive a Benz or because they drive a Range or because they drive a Cadillac or whatever the case may be. I want us to change our mindset to where we no longer have a quote unquote crabs in a barrel mindset. And that's not to say that all of us have that, but come on, we know the saying. And like I've been saying this whole episode, all skin folk ain't kin folk. Talking about you, Mike.
Bruh.
Quit with the ASMR, man. Come on, we don't do ASMR.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for tuning in to
this guy. Anyway, listen. I again, I can go on and on and on about this, but that's what I want the most, man. I want us to be unified. I want us to have a true sense of community, to where we own stuff, to where we circulate the dollar, our dollars in our communities 9 to 10 times before it ever leaves the community and goes somewhere else. Yeah. That's what I want the most. I want us to own something, to build something to the effect of whenever somebody has something anti-black to say against us, or they do something anti-black, there are serious consequences to where it hits them where it hurts the most, and that is their pockets. That's what I want the most.
But I feel it, man. Hey, I could definitely tell the passion behind it. So I think that it's a change gonna happen. I don't know when, where, how, but definitely a change gonna happen, because this is how it starts. It starts with a conversation. So hopefully some of y'all will be get that brainchild that will definitely spark some type of conversation that you may have with somebody else, or pass on along, like B said, pass along this information, because I definitely think it'll help somebody else. So
that's the goal, man.
We need it, brother. We need it. Well, hey, man, I just want to say, man, thank you, B, for cooking up this episode. It's actually a lot better than what I thought, honestly. I'm going to be real with you. Like, this was kind of deep. So, man, I thank you for that, man. B really.
Yeah, no doubt, man. I appreciate that. This really came from the heart. Like, it wasn't just off the dome. Like, this came from a place of passion. Yeah. This is something, again, like I said, I really wanted the most.
Yeah, I can definitely tell. Like, seriously, this was some good stuff. So, man, I like I said, I hope y'all heed to it, man. I thank y'all too. This was 45. Hey, it's Jordan. You know what I mean? Like, hey, you know what I'm saying? It's 45, so it had to be a great one. So, I mean, B, do you have anything else that you want to leave the people with before we head out?
I mean, again, I've been saying it all episode. All skin folk ain't kin folk, and I'm not trying to be funny with that. But like, even though that may be the case, you know, we still gotta, you know, appreciate each other, respect each other. You know, let's stop being crabs in a barrel. Some of us, not all of us. Let's stop. You know, those of us who have that mentality, let's stop it. And let's go ahead and change our ways, man. Let's go ahead and just do things different, because clearly everything that we've been doing so far, everything that we've learned so far from kids to adults, like, if we don't have a mindset shift, we're just going to keep going in the same direction. Then our kids are going to be repeating the same stuff that we've repeated, which is the same stuff that our parents have repeated, which is the same stuff. Like, it's just been passed down generation to generation. I'm sure a lot of y'all have heard about generational trauma. I believe in it, because like, we continue to pass stuff down. If there's one thing that we're going to do, we're going to continue to pass stuff down. And it's nothing that, you know, our kids can really remember us by, other than like a lot of trauma, man.
That's facts.
So we got to change things. We got to change our mindset. We got to change the way that we think. That's it, man. UNITY, like Queen Latifah said.
Yes, sir.
Let's get it.
Which obviously we don't hear enough of now. It's that type of music. But yeah. Hey, ladies and gentlemen, this has been episode 45, man. And you know we can't leave without saying,
all skin folk ain't kin folk. And yes, I'm looking at you, Mike.
That ain't what I wanted to say.
Looking at you.
We can't leave without saying Tyler Perry Studios. If y'all want to hit me up, just let you know that we do appreciate you, and we're all welcome to talk any type of
Stop the cap
contracts. Okay, if you want to talk business.
Listen, ain't nobody trying to no, because right now you just look like you begging, and
he needs some milk.
You're looking kind of thirsty right now, my brother.
Look, if brother's big, look, if he give me 1% of what he got, I don't care. I'll be thirsty for 1% of 1 billion. I don't care. Look, I am parched. Now let me stop, man.
Hey, you know what? I ain't mad at you, bro. I'm not mad at you. But you know, ladies and gentlemen, we cannot leave without saying, where you are today is a residual outcome
The thoughts you had in the past.
Straight like that.
Ooh, I think we should start doing that now. Like split it up how we do the intro. I didn't even think about that.
Neither did I.
That was pretty good, actually.
That was kind of smooth.
It was, bro.
And we didn't even just like discuss that ahead of time. It just happened.
Nah, bro. Okay. All
right, no doubt. Maybe.
But that's it, man. I think.
Till episode 46.
46, man.
Peace.
Appreciate y'all.